Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Grief Drums, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down some advice and tips from a recent round that I played. And I really enjoy doing these kind of videos because I feel that you can learn a lot from individual rounds and lessons and the way that things play out to either improve your game or to just fine-tune individual aspects of it. Now, if you ever stop by my live streams, you will probably be aware that I am really bad for doing this. I find myself to be very analytical in the way that rounds play out, and it's just in my nature to sort of break down exactly what happens and how it happens and what it means when this kind of stuff does happen. So let's go ahead, we'll watch this round, and then we'll come back and we'll look at exactly what occurred and what it means for you and your play style.
Fuck's sake. The Jaeger's right here in stock. He's to the left hand side.
In stock? Okay, I'm going to come down.
I think he's fucked off. I've got no turret.
We need me to drone something? I got the top part of the garage open.
I've been stopped.
He's in lounge.
He's pushing up.
Dead.
Nice, thank you. Vigil's close, Vigil's close, Vigil's close.
Yeah, he's double
Far door to your right.
Torch out. He's hurt. He's down. He's
Nice,
dead.
well played. Bar's all open, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Walls
I was just trying to cut off his retreat.
Need soft breach, wall soft.
Yeah, I'm coming.
You got that, yeah?
Someone could go construction, it's empty right now.
I'm droning garage for you, JD. Bottom look clear. Top, catwalk clear.
Wall's open, red.
Okay.
Oh, you kidding me? He peeks that.
Top, he's cash, Lee's cash. Oh, diffuser's down here.
Bomb has been located. The diffuser is...
One's cash door. CCTV door, sorry.
I'm going to
One
one
lead.
droning garage. I can't see it.
Oh, I
Two
whiffed.
playing in
One's...
A, one
Lower
in
garage.
garage.
What's his lower garage?
Okay, so that's...
I'm going garage, red. I'm going garage.
He's by the
Catwalk. Stairs.
He's lower garage by the stairs behind that crate thingy.
Nice.
Last one's on A-bomb. Sat on the A-bomb.
One on A-bomb.
There's two left.
Not sure with the
I'm in.
last ones. Yeah. Legions. They're both in A, both in A. One can come red door though.
I'm planning.
Red door.
Op 4
One
last.
more, he's going red window. Well played.
Oh! Fucking hell.
4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
So as the round starts, you'll see that we've gone ahead and put drones around in common places that we think we're going to have to check as we go in. Go ahead and take out the cameras, do all the usual stuff. And the round itself was a bit close to the wire. We were quite lucky to get away with it. And I think it was individual decisions that were made during the round that really contributed to getting us this win. Now, we worked together as a team for the most part to try and secure as much of the map that we needed. We don't need the full map control for this site. We're not too bothered with the construction side of things. However, I noticed that they've left the wall soft. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up from the get-go, just so we've got another entry route should we need it. If we can't get the main wall open, having this to be able to go in through is definitely going to be beneficial. And it just puts that seed of doubt into the defender's mind that someone could come through there at any point. Or alternatively, they may not have realised that we've opened this up and we can just go ahead and sneak in there. At this point, Mav calls out that there is someone in stock. So I go downstairs to assist him, who is going to be pushing in there. I do a little peek through this gap, spot Jaeger, and just go ahead and apply pressure as Mav pushes towards him. Jaeger makes a big mistake in pushing forward, and we get the kill on him. And we then hear Vigil is coming through bar. Now, at this point, Vigil is actually stuck just by the single door that comes into the lounge and has nowhere to go. So I'm just opening the wall and stopping him from rotating out. As Mav is pushing towards him, I'm stopping him from falling back towards the bar, and we're pretty much just cutting him off. From there, the job down here is pretty much done. Mav secured the kill. I've made sure he's got it. I've made sure that if I need to refrag, I can. And I play a bit of a risky game by coming up towards construction to just double check it. Now, as I come up this ladder, if there was anyone in there with half a brain cell and decent headphones, they would have come out and killed me. So it was a bit of a daft move, but I got a little bit lucky with it. From here, Maverick has then burned up all the wall and has made sure that this is now soft. and he calls for the soft destruction to come over. Now, this is my job. This is why I've taken Buck. We don't have to worry about the Kaid tricking or the Bandit tricking, because playing Maverick in this way completely negates any use the electricity has. After taking a bit of damage on the electricity, nothing major. Was it 5? 6. 6 damage off the electricity. I come over and try and rappel up the wall to go onto the roof. I'm not getting the rappel prompt, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into stock, and I'm going to open up below instead. This is some of the common spots, or, you know, the general area that people can play. And as you'll see, I managed to get a bit of luck by seeing someone's feet, and I'm trying to take them out and apply pressure and come off worse in the gunfight. I miss my shots. I don't land them. But instead of staying to try and fight that with 10 health, I decide to just jump out of there. I know where that person is. I don't need to stay and engage. Now, at this point, my logic was to come up here and to push in through the main wall with red to be able to refrag or be that first person to go in and provide a bit of cover for the plant to go down. However, Mozzie's just killed someone over by the garage, so I decided to push over to there and try and deal with him so that we're not pinched on either side. If we go ahead and look at this graphic, this is actually the plans for the map. And as you'll see, my initial thought was that we were going to be pushing in here. This side of the map was clear and we only need to worry about the right-hand side. But that's now completely wrong because Mozzie has weaseled his way into the garage, so we have to worry about being crossfired on. The round instantly becomes an all or nothing, where if we don't clear garage and we don't get the Mozzie, there is literally nothing we can do. We don't have a viable plant, and we're just completely screwed. But this is where the interesting part comes. This is the reason that I wanted to try and break down this round, and this was the initial prompt for me to take a look at the round. After the evening was done, when I was reviewing my clips, my wife was sat with me and she said, "Why did you throw that grenade over to there?" And it really sort of prompted me to question why I did this, and more to the point, how I can explain to others why I did it to benefit them. So I get the call that Mozzie is at the bottom of the stairs just behind the boxes. Now the boxes are located just over here, and with only 10 HP, I'm really not going to win any gunfight straight up. Especially when Mozzie has the cover and I am in an open door. So what I decide to do is I decide to throw a grenade in, bouncing it off the left-hand side close to where Mozzie is, hoping it's going to force him out to the right. Now I didn't expect in a million years this was actually going to kill him. I instead thought to myself that as I throw this, it's going to push him to the right away from the boxes, which then gives me the opportunity to peek and kill him. Now I've slowed this right down, but you'll see as the grenade goes in, I wait a second to make sure that it goes off before I peek. As it gets to near him, I then pull across the door frame and peek to the right of the boxes for where he's going to be running. This puts him in a bind if he either stays there and tanks the grenade, but he didn't have enough health to do that, or alternatively he just turns and runs, by which point I'm already looking at where he's going to be going and I can shoot him. This puts me in the safest position I could possibly be in for dealing with this Mozzie. Obviously, if someone was up at the top on the catwalk, it wouldn't have been the same outcome. But even still, this is a really, really effective way to use grenades to force people out of cover. From there, we are seriously pushed for time now. We got 30 seconds left. It's a 2v2. I am extremely low health and I just need to try and gain some ground. So I push in, spot the Mozzie drone up at the top left, or what I believe is a Mozzie drone. I can never tell with the colours nowadays. And I push forward to the hole in the wall to be able to cover the rotate through the single door to facilitate red to plant the diffuser. With such little intel on exactly where the enemies are, we're not 100% sure. We don't have the health for a straight up gunfight, even if we were to try and go for refrags. It's just not a great situation. So the only option we've really got in this moment is to try and get the diffuser down. I decide to hold the left-hand door to try and cover red, and it's at this moment that I realise they could come through the rotate at the top of Cash Stairs and through the right-hand door to where the diffuser is going down. So in order to cover two different ways, what I decide to do is I decide to not cook this grenade, but instead just throw it into the top left corner, hoping it's going to sit next to the open door, in the hope that anyone trying to run through there is going to see that grenade indicator and just be delayed from pushing through. Everything about this was just to buy a couple of extra seconds of time. This then allows me to rotate over to the right hand side and instead cover that way, just in time to both spot Bandit and Lesion. Now at full speed your eyes need to be pretty on it to pick up everything that's going on in this. However, you see that I take Bandit down just as Lesion vaults through the rotate, so I know he's in the sight, and seeing that Bandit went to the right, I expect Lesion to come to the left. The tracers confirm this, and I have no other option other than to push him and to try and secure that kill. Now, luckily, he thinks I've gone the other side and I managed to get it. But nevertheless, I think the most important points to take away from this is the use of grenades. The way I used them, I think, was really, really effective. And I think it's something that other people could implement rather than just trying to secure individual kills with them. Now, in an ideal world, obviously throwing a grenade exactly to where that person is and killing them is perfect. But that situation doesn't always present itself. And if it doesn't, you're not completely out of tricks. There are other ways that you can use them. And I felt that this really showcased that. I did exactly the same thing with this clip in the background. Now, I'm not going to break this whole thing down, but you'll see exactly here. I start shooting at the mute. He disappears into cover, and by putting a grenade next to him, it forces him out of that area of the map and allows me to shoot him to secure that kill. Hopefully this gets your creative juices flowing though. Hopefully it sort of allows you to think outside of the box and think, you know what? There are other ways to use grenades, and maybe you can implement this into your game to help you secure more kills by shooting them, yet using the grenades to get that kill. I'm afraid that's going to be it for today's video. I have done more than my fair share of waffling today. However, if you did enjoy the video, please consider hitting that thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe, and until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.